welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for tapping back in to see what I have to say. I promise y'all, it truly does mean the world to me. But what we talking about? We're talking about Quant Network, okay, you guys? But more so importantly, we're talking about a project called Project Mbridge. Now, there was a lot of FUD about Project Mbridge a few months back. In this video, we're going to clear up some FUD. We're going to have an update about Project Mbridge because it is still a live, active project. It is not canceled. It is not dead. It is not shut down. Okay, you guys? I got some stuff coming from the Bank of International Settlements chief officer himself clarifying that. Okay, you guys? Follow me on this. And Quant Network is right there with their little hands all in the mix, because we know that I want to say that was 2023 Quant Network released a video. I might even put that inside here, and in the back of the video on the projector or on the syllabus for whatever they were talking about, it said Project Mbridge. But anyway, I won't go into all that right now. But this first video, we are just diving into who was a part of Project Mbridge, you guys. This is crazy. You have the People's Digital Institute of China, the Bank of the AUE, the Thailand Central Bank, and the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. And since then, you have now also, I want to say, the Saudi Central Bank has also joined Mbridge, okay? And multiple other observing members as well. But anyway, so we're just going to dive just a little bit into Mbridge, just a little bit coming from the Bank of International Settlements, and I will be right back.
Building on earlier CBDC prototypes, the BIS Innovation Hub and the 4 participating central banks joined forces to bring to life such a multi-CBDC platform named Mbridge, which stands for Multiple CBDC Bridge. By providing a shared platform on which participants can conduct peer-to-peer payments directly across jurisdictions using safe local central bank money, Mbridge can tackle the pain points of international payments, advance cross-border settlement in digital central bank money, and support diversification of currencies in cross-border transactions.
So as you guys see, you know it's not just me saying these conglomerate central bank names. No, right from the site, right from the Bank of International Settlements own YouTube channel, bam, Project Mbridge and the players who are associated with that, right? So now we have Augustus Carson. I just hope I just said his name right. He is literally the president of the Bank of International Settlements, the central bank of central banks. Okay, you guys, follow me on this. He is going to be talking about Project Mbridge, talking about the decoupling from the Bank of International Settlements and Project Mbridge and why that happened. It didn't happen because it was a bad thing. It happened because it was a raging success. Follow me on this. And to know that Quant Network is right there, potentially providing critical infrastructure for the tokenized cross-border payments and remittance and helping to settle this central bank digital currency money using things like a unified ledger, which we already know is XRP. Understand truly what's happening right in front of our faces, you guys. But anyway, here we go. The interview coming from the Bank of International Settlements chief guy himself, and I will be right back.
For example, I have noted a lot of media speculation recently that one of your projects that called the project Mbridge, I believe you call it, could provide the basis for a BRICS initiative to circumvent sanctions. Okay, so is that plausible? Can you comment a little bit on that, or?
Well, thank you that you asked me that question. In the Innovation Hub, basically what we try to do is to be a catalyst for innovation. So basically the way it works is that we talk with the community of central banks, identify needs, and then develop projects. And we do them in partnership with other central banks. Mbridge has been a project we have been involved with for 4 years. Basically, we have several central bank partners, and many, many observers. I think the project has been a big success. I would say that the project has been so successful that I think that we can declare it that we have graduated out of that project. The BIS is leaving that project, not because it was a failure or not because of political considerations, but mostly because we have been involved for years, and it is at a level where the partners can carry it on by themselves. That has happened already with other projects. At the same time, I have to say that Mbridge is not mature enough to start operating, so many, many years need to happen.
So yes, you just heard directly from him. It was a raging success. Hence the reason why it's almost like you have a child. And when you have a child, it's a baby. So you take care of it, you know, and as it goes through its development years, it goes from toddler to small kid to preteen to teenager to an adult. Well, it's Mbridge isn't at a point of adult, but it's at a point of teenager. And when they become a teenager, what happens? You loosen the grip. You start to let that child stay out a little later, hang out with friends, maybe be on the telephone more. You give them a little more responsibility. They meet those expectations. And then, you know, you might loosen the reins a little bit. That's the only thing that happened. Where you are now a teenage success because you have showed your parents that you can do stellar work when they're there and stellar work when they're not there, doing these cross-border payments and settlements and remittances. Mbridge, and now the parents have stepped away. And when the cat's away, the mice will always play. And they have continued to do and build out, because even since that, you've had, I believe, like I said, the Saudi central bank has also now joined Mbridge. You know what I'm saying, you guys? So this is something to really, really focus in on. It's know that if you have a player like Quant Network facilitating infrastructure for some of these things to be a reality, it's incredible. But here we go, the update, okay? From that GBBC meeting that I brought you guys earlier this week, we have a player on the stage, and it's a little, go back and forth a little bit, but then he also mentions Mbridge and their participation in Mbridge and what it's doing for their particular organization. Follow me on this because I'm always going somewhere. Mbridge, Project Agora, Project Rosalind, all these central Bank of International Settlements, cross-border payment and settlement remittances. Y'all, understand what Quant Network is. Understand what XRP is. Understand what any of these ISO tokens, what they're truly doing, because they're cementing themselves in the fabric of transactions and fees moving into the future. To truly think about if everything is flowing through Overledger, and every time that you do any type of digital wallet transaction, a small piece of that is going to QNT because it had to go through Overledger to get from point A to point B. It used a little bit of XRP for liquidity to get to point A to point B. But the thing that made that connection possible was Overledger, Quant Network Software as a Service, okay? Follow me on this, okay? Follow me. But here we go. From that GBBC, Global Blockchain Business Council meeting, and I'll be right back.
I think there's still some level of denial about the fact that stable coins are really the future, and the value proposition, what people fundamentally want is this open accessibility and programmability, and they wanted to do it on a computing platform like Ethereum, not on a government-run closed system.
I think there are different things here we're talking about. On regulation, I don't think we need new regulation for stablecoins. You could argue if you want to issue money, you become a bank, and then it's very clear what your obligations are and how you're going to be dealt with. Economically, stablecoins and deposits are similar. I don't think there is a need for another category of money. On stablecoin versus CBDC, these are completely different things. One is central bank money, and the other is private money. Central bank money is the preferred medium for large value payments. I don't think that stablecoins will be able to substitute central bank money, and I don't think that's the idea at all. So I don't think, and I think it's a mistake, to think that because we have stable coins, we don't need central bank money anymore.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that CBDCs in particular represent a very small value proposition improvement over RTGS. The juice, as they say, is not worth the squeeze.
I don't think so at all. I think the backbone of our payment system is central bank money. And this is where we need innovation and we need to do new things, in particular in cross-border. We can, in theory, connect our large value payment systems, but we don't. So we are exploring new architectures. For example, I've been working on project Mbridge for quite some time, which offers a completely new architecture how to settle foreign exchange transactions using central bank money for the first time in cross-border payments. And I think this is where the innovation is, and this is also where the need is to strengthen our backbone. I think conducting payments at the retail level, at least in many countries, not in all use cases, we have mostly solved.
Integrating central bank technology into their payment systems. One of the projects we've been working on has been with the Bank of England and the BIS on Project Rosalind. We provided the whole platform and the technology by having interoperable CBDCs within the central bank itself, and that was used by industry to test people like Barclays, people like Amazon, people like MasterCard, to test all of their CBDC applications and use cases on top of our platform in a real world setting. So these are huge. I mean, we're already seeing the ability to create logic to make money smart, bring out some really powerful use cases that benefit consumers like you and me and benefit businesses, because it really takes friction away. It automates a lot of complex workflows, but it makes your money, your bank account in your money roam.
If I'm selling you something and you promise to pay me.
Now y'all just saw him mention Mbridge and proudly mentioned Mbridge. And this was just something that just happened last week, which means this is something that's currently still happening. Mbridge is not dead. Mbridge is still a live, acting, thriving network of central banks tokenizing central bank money and sending it cross-border. And who's a player that's associated with that we know, that based off of things that they put out, Quant Network. You know what I'm saying? So you guys truly understand and truly tap in and truly see that this is a plan. It is truly a methodic, calculated, but not in a mischievous way, but in a very debonair, sophisticated, calculated type of way. What Quant Network has pulled off, because they went the route of standards. Most Web3 companies wasn't thinking about standards. They were thinking about a product that I could bring to the market to make money. But what Quant Network essentially did was go the route of, how can I get this innovative technology standardized? And then after it is standardized, how can I capitalize off of the standardization? Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant what they did. You know what I'm saying? As far as these methodic moves, and then you literally build out the product that you're offering now, white label. You built that based off of the standard that was decided on by multiple different countries, multiple different players of academia, multiple different governments, and you're now saying, here you go, eat. Not taking it too biblical, but it is kind of crazy. But it's something to just sit back and admire what Gilbert Verdian and the team over at Quant. You have, you have Gilbert, and you have Dr. Luke Riley, and you have Martin Hargraves, you have Laura Verdian, who is Gilbert Verdian's wife. You have players like David Yates. You have some major people over there at the helm of Quant Network, facilitating these global, even things like LackChain. I've already did a video about that. I got an update coming about LackChain as well. Follow me on this. Follow me. Okay, you guys. But I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for tapping in. We're on the road to 4,000, and I truly appreciate it. Okay? And if you made it all the way through, this entire video, type in Mbridge. That way I know you made it all the way through this entire video and you picked up what I was putting down, because what Mbridge is facilitating for the central banks that are utilizing it, and for the infrastructure Quant network is facilitating for the central banks utilizing Mbridge, is something to sit back and say, wow, the future is incredibly bright. Until the next time, y'all already know. I appreciate y'all. Peace out.